Looking back at your preliminary task, what do you feel you've learned from the progression from it to a full product?
Well, the preliminary task was mainly about continuity and all about editing really. So we just had to prove that we can edit really. So I'm just going through the prelim now to show you what we've learned and what problems we've made. To begin with, there's a woman standing in the background which I didn't notice until merely just now, after months of actually making it. I'll just rewind this. Here we use match on action, which is basically a match cut, so we can show and prove that we can use continuity. Where I open the door from outside, and instead of it looking like we've used two shots, we've only used one, so I walk straight through the door. And straight after this, there is a person once again in the background which we haven't noticed. And finally, the zoom which we used was a bit shaky, so we've had to adjust our camera a bit and make sure this doesn't happen again. Here we prove we use the 180-degree rule, where we keep the camera on this side of the table, so the camera faces me and Jack at some points, and here it is to prove it. That was the shot reverse shot which we used, where Jack nods at me as the camera's over here facing him, and I nod back as the camera's over here facing me. And that now this is the two shot which we used. Here we switch camera lens to a fisheye lens, and it degrades the quality. So we've made sure not to use that again. And that's our preliminary task. What editing skills have you learnt after producing the prelim?
After producing the prelim, we have learned a lot more about editing because before that we wasn't kind of too sure about match cuts and all sorts of stuff like that and continuity editing. So kind of doing the prelim kind of made that solid in our mind, and we definitely use that a lot more. Kind of the whole of our thriller is continuity editing. It all kind of flows along as it should do. We learned a lot about colour correction and colour grading. You'll see in our prelim the colours kind of they're more kind of reddish. I'm not sure why we done that. It looked nice, but in the actual thriller, we've used that to the extent that we've made the colours in the dream look washed out, and then during the day bit, the colours are really vivid to show that it's kind of back to reality sort of thing. From that as well, we learned that editing it's not easy at all in any sense of the word. It's very time consuming, so it took us a long while to kind of perfect our thriller as it is now. I'm not really sure what else we've learnt really. Editing in general,